Hi everyone, I'm back with another episode of SEO tips from a toddler's bedroom. I had to take last week off because I was in self-isolation, wasn't feeling well, had a corona test and came back negative, so back in full swing of things now. So this week I wanted to do my first video on what to do if you suddenly lose rankings, which is something that happened to me a couple of weeks ago, so it's inspired by that for one of my clients. I did this one a bit differently because at Dido we like to do something called the Lunch and Learn, where we kind of teach each other a bit about our jobs and what we're doing. So this one's filmed in front of a live audience, so hope you enjoy. Welcome everyone to the first ever SEO tips from a toddler bedroom in front of a live audience. So this is a special moment for the brand. So I hope you enjoyed it. So I wanted to talk today about what to do if you suddenly lose rankings. I'm going to take you through a personal experience, something that happened to me a couple of weeks ago. It was quite traumatic, so it's a bit of a therapy session for me. So what do you do when this happens? So this happened to me a couple of weeks ago for one of our clients. One of their big keywords is lockers that we track. And I did some work on the page and bang, absolutely lost all rankings for that keyword. And obviously I was freaking out a little bit. So first thing I wanted to do was smash myself over the head with a keyboard, but I thought, okay, let's calm down a little bit and think about this. So the first thing you're going to want to do if you lose your rankings is retrace your steps. So I thought to myself, okay, first thing I did, I sent on-page optimization suggestions to the client. Then the client uploaded them. Then I requested re-indexing of that page in Search Console, and then the fucking page disappeared off the face of the earth. So those are sort of the four things I know happened. So let's go through them and think about, what could have gone wrong. So number one, I sent on-page optimization suggestions. Is this my fault? Yeah. The first thing I want to check is it just this page I'm talking about that's been de-indexed, or is it a whole website issue? Has the whole website gone down? So I checked that and no, it's just that page. So we know we can focus our efforts on just that one lockers page and find out, okay, why has this happened? Next thing, was there anything wrong with the content that I sent over? I wouldn't have thought so, but we've got to double check. So first of all, I looked at the number of times I used the target keyword, which is lockers, to make sure that you couldn't be accused of keyword stuffing or overdoing it. But no, I looked at the top ranking competitors and they were using the keyword on the page more than we were. So that's not going to be the issue. Next thing, have I unintentionally provided content which is an exact duplicate elsewhere on the website? As we know, duplicate content can be an issue with rankings, so I thought I'd better check that. I hadn't, but it did lead me to think about the fact that we're running an A/B test on this page at the moment, and the other page was being indexed when I went and checked. So I thought, okay, maybe this is the issue. I'll go over to the client, I'll ask them to de-index the page, which they did via a Search Console removal request, and the page did not come back. And based on that and a bit of a gut feeling, I assumed that was not the problem either. Next, have I linked to any dodgy websites within the content? No, of course I haven't. I'm not a bloody amateur. So we've kind of covered off that hopefully this isn't my fault based on what I provide to the client, because I've gone through a process to make sure there isn't. So there's nothing wrong with my content. The next thing that happened is the client uploaded the content, the new content. So we have to ask ourselves, did they accidentally de-index the page during upload? So before contacting them, I do a few checks myself rather than going to them with problems. I'd rather go to them with solutions. So first thing, have they added a meta robots no index tag? No, they had not. Had they changed the canonical tag to point elsewhere? No, they had not. Had they added the page to robots.txt? Nope. Had they removed the page from the sitemap? Nope. Did they make a Search Console removal request for this page? No, they did not. And did the page break? No. So that's good. The client hasn't, accidentally completely wiped the page out. Is there anything else they did though? Have they made changes to this content when they uploaded it? So I'm checking the content. Have they accidentally duplicated it? No, they have not. Or have they accidentally tried to hide it, which could be considered cloaking? No, they have not. So we can kind of wipe that one off the equation. And the next step is then call the client and ask them. So that's what I did. I rang them and I said, look, did you guys change anything that I don't know about? Is there anything that maybe I hadn't thought of? And no, of course there wasn't, because I think of everything. So that wasn't the issue either. Next step, I requested indexing of the page in Search Console. Okay, let's dig into this a bit more. So I've signed into Search Console. Are there any manual penalties or security issues being flagged about this page that may be the reason for it to be taken down? No, there are not. So I inspect the URL using the URL inspection tool to get a bit of a deeper dive into that page specifically. Is it still indexable? Apparently so. Are there any errors being reported? No, there aren't. Let's request indexing again, just for shits and giggles. Of course, that doesn't work. So then I check, is the sitemap still in Search Console? Yes, it is. Was there an algorithm update? Nope, nothing reported. Well, is there a Search Console bug? So you can check support.google.com data anomalies in Search Console to try and find out whether there's a bug. Nothing was being reported. So I used Twitter to tweet a few people and ask for help. Of course, they were all useless and decided to completely ignore me, which was great. So I couldn't find out. So I couldn't get a definitive answer for why I'd lost rankings at that point, which was obviously freaking me out. It was a Friday afternoon, so I was going to spend the rest of the weekend worrying about this. So the first thing you need to do is report all your findings to the client to show proactivity. Show them that I know something's gone wrong. This is what I've looked into. These are my results. These are the answers that we've got so far. Just so that they know that you're on it. And then it's unfortunately a case of you need to wait a few days and see if the ranking reappears again. And keep an eye out on websites like Search Engine Land to see if any algorithm updates are reported or if any bugs are reported. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. There was a Google indexing bug at that same time that I had requested indexing. So when I did that, it obviously triggered something which got the content de-indexed. So fortunately, after a couple of days, that issue was resolved and the ranking came back. So in this instance, obviously there wasn't really anything I could do about it, but this kind of shows you the process that you can go through if you all of a sudden have a drop in rankings out of nowhere. It's all about retracing your steps, and these are some of the steps that you can take. But when you then find out that actually after going through hours and hours of that process, it was just Google fucking things up again, you're going to feel like this again. So hopefully that's helpful. And yeah, now you kind of know what to do should you lose your keyword rankings overnight.